change on the panel. We needed some expertise after having Blitz and Cap here. Unfortunately, we've only got Lacoste and Winter alongside Jack. How you doing?
That was good, Paul.
I'm going to get a couple of burns in early, haven't I? I mean, I've been pretty kind to you guys, I think. How was your voice?
That was an ultra kill. He burned all of you at the same time.
I mean, that wasn't so bad compared to the 0.4 billion shenanigans.
Yeah, well, I mean, you are one. You got one prediction correct and 4 trillion wrong.
One.
So you're doing okay now.
Oh, thanks. I'm doing okay now.
Doing okay. You got one right.
Finally.
Yeah.
Just about time.
Yeah, I actually got told off for calling you out, by the way. Even though we've been making fun of that for about 4 days. You know, like...
I thought you were going to say 4 years, but...
Actually, it has. It has been nearly 4 years. Yeah, no, it's been nearly 4 years. Lacoste, how you doing after that first series? That was pretty good, impressive display by LGD.
Yeah, I'm amazed the way LGD plays. I thought they had weaker draft because they had no tower damage, but their execution was pretty much perfect. FY with the timing, some clutch hexes, everything seems like they have the chemistry, everything kick in for them. Jack, what are you smiling about?
Execution perfect?
Well, not perfect, but
Not
better
game
than
one.
EG's, so that's all you need.
Yeah. All right, we're going to get more arguments from you in just a moment, but let's introduce you to our 2 teams.
Welcome on stage, Team Liquid. Welcome on stage, Virtus.pro.
Stick takes on Giant Blade, Orange takes on Blue, and Bear takes on Horse. You can put it together however you want, but it's Liquid versus Virtus.pro. It's the best 2 teams in the world right now in Dota 2. There isn't any argument with that right now, is there, Lacoste?
Yeah, and that's pretty much. They're the most versatile teams, beside maybe Team Secret that has a lot of drafts, but their play style is not as good as Liquid's or Virtus.pro. Both of them play really fast. Maybe Virtus.pro playing a bit faster. They don't let you breathe. They put a lot of pressure. They take objectives, and they don't give you the time to actually come back into the game. But there's also Liquid on the other side, which will not take a fight if they're in a bad spot. They'll just farm up, and after they feel comfortable, then they will engage into whatever they need to do.
Okay, I'm going to get more on both these teams from all three of you in just a moment, but there is something else that happened today in the Dota 2 world. Rubik was robbed. That's what happened today. Apparently, there's an Arcana for Pudge, which we can see on screen in a moment. Have you seen this, by the way?
I've seen Arcana.
Yeah. Did you see the video this morning?
No.
Would you like to see the video? All right, roll VT. Unfortunately, it's up in the top right-hand corner. You can just about see it.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's
just not Rubik. So.
Whoa. Yeah, you know, Pudge has a lot of cosmetics. This one looks cool, but kind of odd. It's like something out of like Path of Exile or something.
Get ready for all the MMR being thrown away. I tell you.
What is that character?
I love the fact that Jack is like aesthetically there. It looks kind of cool. And Lacoste and I are both looking at it going, wow, that looks amazing. And then Winter's like, that's going to ruin MMR. Like it just says everything you need to know about whether anyone's going to pick Pudge again.
Maybe in your bracket.
So it looks like that Spider-Man character, Dr. Octopus, right?
Does a little bit, yeah, when the tentacles are coming out.
The green version.
The green version, I like it more, though, but you need to unlock it. I think you need to play against Rubik and win, I don't know, 12, 15 games to actually unlock it.
Good luck winning games with Pudge, you know?
Well, so that now the Arcana's out, then obviously these teams start picking it, right?
In your dreams.
In your bracket.
I mean, definitely in my bracket. I see Pudge all the time in my bracket. That's significantly lower than Winter's bracket, that's for sure. Let's turn to some serious Dota 2 professional stuff right now as Liquid get ready to go head-to-head with Virtus.pro. This is probably the worst draw for them, Winter, isn't it? Liquid and Virtus.pro for that matter.
I actually think... I think Liquid has a very good strategical advantage against VP, because I feel like Liquid plays around like those kind of Lone Druid Prophet heroes that and keep off the light. These kind of heroes push up. No Pudge, please. No Pudge, please. These kind of heroes take out the lanes. Pudge is a hero that doesn't push out lanes. He kills heroes.
It's true.
It's more like a VP kind of hero. So when you keep pushing out the lanes, a fast team like Virtus.pro, they have to step on the brakes and slow down, deal with the lanes before they can be aggressive. So I think matchup-wise, I like Liquid's chances here.
Okay, and Virtus.pro, Jack, have always said the final boss for them has always been Liquid. So they'll be relishing this, surely, going against head-to-head with them, get another chance to put one over on them?
Yeah, certainly. I think, just keeping up with what Winter said, again, Liquid is a team that drafts for abusive lane matchups. They'll often sacrifice balance themselves in terms of team fight in order to get the really good lane matchups or mobility to help them run back and forth through lanes and pick good fights to start and then try to win early. I think that is a way to kind of slow down Virtus.pro a little bit. Again, as Lacoste was saying, like once VP jump on you don't get a chance to get back into the game. But if their lanes are a little bit weaker than Liquid's, they may not have that stranglehold as soon. And then also we talked about draft versatility because it's been a major topic with the Chinese teams last few days. If you look at Virtus.pro recently, like their drafts are not that versatile either. There's a couple of real go-to heroes for each guy, and they always have some measure of balance. There's always like an objective taker, for instance. In their lineups. And so that is something that potentially could give Liquid an edge as well. I almost sound like I'm making Liquid the favorites here, but I think the way VP has played, it's very hard to not like their chances against anyone they're up against right now.
They can be wild, though, Lacoste, in the drafts, can't they? They can throw a first two Broodmother in there if they really fancy it. They've got stuff up their sleeves if they need it.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the first pick Broodmother against any of these teams that are left in the bracket, but Virtus.pro, they pick differently from Liquid. I prefer how Team Liquid drafts because they open up with I saw them opening up with none of the supports, which doesn't reveal too much, and they're more to counter picking, but they also have their own playstyle. I don't think Liquid ever gets out drafted. That's the thing, and they run these 3 cores always, pretty much always Sack, Matumba Man, sometimes even. Want to call it 4 cores if you have Nature's Prophet, which scales decently into the mid and late game. We saw in one game where Kuku was playing it, he had the Urn, Medallion, Drums, and the 25-minute Hex, so that's the hero that scales well. On the other side, VP is kind of predictable, as Jack said, that they run the same strat, but they're not afraid that it's working for them.
Okay. Winter, talk to me about the carries in this game for both teams.
Ramses is against Miracle. Ramses feels more like the generic stable carry. He's gonna play the Terrorblade, the Troll, very stable. Whereas it's actually Matumba Man.
Yeah, Miracle's more
They're very different though. Like, cause Matumba Man is more like the fear kind of like carry. He makes space. He takes the pressure. He plays the green heroes, everyone would say. The Venal, the Pugna, the Viper.
And enjoys it.
I'm sure he enjoys it. Those heroes are really fun to play. But not Pudge. Not Pudge. Sorry, Paul.
You're so against Pudge. No, I'm with you anyway. I think Rubik got robbed, so, I'm on the Rubik train. Jack, how do you see these 2 players and their differences for each team and what they bring?
Yeah, so similar to what Winter said, I think you'd see Ramses being more of the traditional carry that you think of on one position, but he does play some. Actually, there are a lot of similarities too. Like we talk about, like something like Broodmother that they put onto Ramses, right? And so there are these like kind of specialty heroes or situational ones that they can play and take over games. But I think Ramses has been a steady performer for a very long time, and Matu has had to change roles a bit in the past few months. Yeah, even change lanes. But versatility is a big thing. When you try to look for these abusive lane matchups as much as Liquid does, you need versatility from your core players because you're going to have to play against a lot of different matchups, switch lanes when necessary to continue getting the advantages that you need. So that's the part where I got to give a lot of credit to Liquid. Even when one core looks bad or looks sacked, they're usually doing something that very few other players can successfully in that position.
Okay. Lacoste, I want to talk to you about 2 players in particular, one on each side, GH and Roger. Literally because Roger feels like the GH that Virtus.pro were missing.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't feel that Roger was that good when he was on Na'Vi. It felt like he was a little above the other players in Na'Vi, but right now, when in the right team, you can actually feel the difference. Like, Roger is a beast, but I would still place GH a little bit higher, though. Maybe because GH is my favorite, I could be biased.
Is he the best 4 in the world, GH, right now?
Yes.
Bro, even when he was on Na'Vi, he was clearly really, really good, though.
I thought he was head and shoulders above the team that he was playing in, right? He stood out.
He stood out, but I still felt like he was really, really good. And I think right now, I think Roger is ahead of GH at the moment. Yeah.
Okay. But do you think it's between these 2 as to best 4 in the world then? Is there anyone else that can match them?
Yapzor, probably.
Maybe Yapzor as well? Yeah. Okay. It's interesting. Jack, your view?
Yeah, if you look at hero pools, I mean, so Roger plays the 2 jungle heroes. His pool is very strong, but like a little bit like GH last year, where it's like there's a few heroes that you're just really, really afraid to give this guy, versus like just a gigantic pool of everything, right? So I think that's where the comparison that you made, Paul, comes in handy. But yeah, for GH, I mean, his pool is pretty good as well, pretty wide as well, and he plays a lot of these roamers like Earth Spirit, Earthshaker, and he's just seen as like having almost a sixth sense at times. This guy's always in the right place.
His special hero will be the Io and the Kotal, which got buff in the patch, so we might see them here.
I mean, that's the thing with these 2. The reason I've picked out these 2 as well, not just because they're very similar in terms of what they offer each team, but also, Lacoste, because they're instantly bannable, it seems, against almost any team they play. They've focused Roger very heavily since Katowice when he joined Virtus.pro, and he's suffered quite a lot as a result in terms of taking away 3 to 5 heroes per game. That seems a lot for a 4 position.
Yeah, same goes for Team Liquid's GH. A lot of bans on those.
All right then, Virtus.pro, just take them away.
Yeah, but one hero that I think Roger plays way better than GH is a Sanking. Like, his positioning when he plays Sanking, the Roger, is just absolutely insane. 2, 3, 4 man stuns, you just name it.
Team Liquid's turn to pick.
All right, well, they have a clear plan straight away, and the Chen was left out of the bans, and it's the first pick for Virtus.pro.
Do they just answer with the Enchantress right away? So Razor is something that Virtus.pro has not been letting through for a very long time. I think it's something that creates lane problems, pretty much wherever it is.
I can tell you from my experience with playing Pops with Pasha, I know why they hate Razor. He doesn't like playing against like heroes that make his lane really difficult.
Right.
He wants to have a good start in the game.
It's also a great Liquid hero because they can run it across 3 lanes as well. So they don't go for the Enchantress. Instead, they open up with the Prophet Tusk.
Those are the heroes that I briefly talk about. The Prophet, the Lone Druid. Those are the kind of heroes Liquid are really, really good at. And I think this specific playstyle is really good against VP.
There's Roger Sanking. Potentially. Could still be moved.
No, probably. No, Roger's going to play Chen. The Sanking is Pasha Sanking. They have this dual lane right now. Sanking Chen.
Yeah, but they have a good position 5. Not too many position 5 can lane against the Chen. Like Tusk is good, can block out, especially if you decide to dive, can block out the heroes that want to be aggressive with the Chen. Also, Nature's Prophet, good zoning potential with the Treants, can be run in dual lanes. Also, Miracle has been playing tons of Nature's Prophet. Like he was spamming it. I saw his games. It was like 10 games in a row, just Nature's Prophet.
So you think maybe they're gonna like have this Prophet as a support to just deal with the Chen pressure? You send the creeps.
Yeah,
to
I think what's great here is both teams have left the other team with something to think about because they can run these in different lanes and in different positions. Yeah, the Chen, for instance, Solo's played the Chen recently as well. So has Roger. Pasha's played the SK a lot, but so has Roger. So they've left each other some questions here.
Yeah, Liquid runs the Nature's Prophet less commonly as a support. It's usually either Mind Control and then recently Miracle. I think so. A couple clear reasons for this. As a support, Nature's Prophet, it's similar to the Chen in the sense that you can really just go and bully a lane, except you get other added tools as well. So you can talk about him like, following the Chen around, blocking camps with Treants, just being disruptive. But if you play this hero as a core, it gets to the Wrath that much quicker, the ult that much quicker. You get the levels and the teleport that much sooner, which allows you to make a lot more rotations and moves. And that's part of the mobility that Liquid values sometimes to be the turning point in some of these lanes, which they so heavily emphasize in the draft.
I love the speed of this draft as well, Lacoste. It's just like, they know each other so well.
Carl, if Carl was here, he'll be so happy. Like preparation, the prep work that both of the teams have done.
So they're looking into Solo's hero next, probably. Witch Doctor, really good against Nature's Prophet in the laning stage scale as well. One of his favorite heroes besides that Disruptor, which can also be picked up good against Tusk as well. So he can place that defensive snowball, also can send back the Nature's Prophet. Nothing too open for them. I mean, they only show that it's probably going to be a Sanking on and off lane. I think Roger plays that Chen.
Yeah, I think if they play like a core Nature's Prophet, it's going to be a battle of whose safe lane gets wrecked more. The Tusk, they can do like the Tusk and Prophet dual lane against whatever VP has on their safe lane and just pick like a carry that can absorb the pressure from Chen.
Yeah. This is also the phase that we don't mention too many times. Like we mention other coaches, what I feel, but we don't mention Heen. He's been with them since they started to play together as a team, and
2 years ago.
Yeah, I think so. Around that time. So there's still Dragonite in the pool, which is really good, especially against the Chen rotations. He's really not that vulnerable to those creeps. But there's still Viper in the pool, which kind of counters Dragonite, not in the laning stage, but in the later stages, so they might not pick it up yet.
It's like they are trying to figure out if they are going to put the Prophet on a core row or mid row. Like a lot of things will be much clearer here when they
might be considering the grabbing the Underlord here. They used this yesterday to give them a lot of mobility. Clear the creeps and defend the towers. It's good against the Sand King.
No time whatsoever required for Virtus.pro.
It's just a VP lineup.
Yep.
Disruptor, Sand King, Chen. Then probably we'll see like a strong carry in the lane, maybe a troll, depending on the matchup that they feel they will get. And last pick the mid hero. Dark Willow somehow still slips through. So probably
5 seconds remaining.
Kuro's gonna play the Dark Willow, so the Prophet is more or less cemented as a core. Then we're gonna have like GH on the Tusk. The lanes are so far looking pretty good for Liquid. The next move would be to decide what kind of carry you want to throw in the Sand King Chen lane. A carry that can survive the lane.
So maybe a Jug really good against the Disruptor as well.
But Jug against Chen is not that good though, because you have a lot of creeps around. The Omni Slash will be weakened later. Yeah, that's the hero that's gonna tank the lane. So the classic Matumba carry, Venomancer here. He could still run the Venom mid if they, if they decide that, oh, this is a better lane for like a good matchup. So everything is still interchangeable for them to have like very high magic burst right now. Venom, Dark Willow, and Prophet ulti.
Anti-Mage might be a bit slow for Virtus.pro here, but I think this would be a pretty good PL game.
I think if it was the old AM, I would say AM is really good against Prophet and Venom in general. But since the nerfs, I think we've seen like a game of AM during the group stage for LGD. It was quite a good AM game, but AM still like had a hard time farming in the game because you get pressured easily right now because his early game is a lot weaker.
Mineski won with AM. I think Liquid played it a few times as well.
I'm still thinking about something with magical resistance. A Viper seems good since they already picked the Sand King. They showed their offlaner and their position 5. So that means that most of the position 3 heroes want to have that pipe, maybe even mech, or you go other direction.
Or you go Lifestealer.
Yeah, so they sneaked in a Venomancer, which is high burst. I mean, high overtime damage, magical. So they have nothing to deal with. They have Chen heal, but that's it. Chens don't usually go for mech. Yeah, so that's a good pickup. Tower damage. A lot of resistance, can be the frontliner, tank all this magical damage once he gets the BKB, so they're probably just gonna ban out maybe that Viper I mentioned.
Very orange draft from Virtus.pro.
There's your tower hitter frequently picked in this position or late in the draft. Go finish their lineup with a tower hitter, leaving that last core still open.
So there's like Lifestealer, there's Luna. Lifestealer's okay. I kind of still maybe favor that hero against all this magic burst since you have the rage. But they do have like the Walrus Punch and the Poison Sting from Venom that can be quite annoying for him later. But if they want to play like a fast-paced game, that's the kind of carry that you are thinking about.
Yeah, I think Lifestealer or PL would both be able to fight and help secure them a really good core matchup.
PL is also really good against Venom, Prophet.
Liquid panning out the Brood.
Yeah, their heroes are not really good against the Brood, despite them having the last pick. But still, it will be very problematic if VP gets their hands on the Brood.
10 seconds remaining.
I feel like Team Liquid's lineup right now is really squishy, especially if the lanes don't go correctly for them. You have Nature's Prophet, who always needs one more item than the other hero to actually feel that useful.
It must be the most predictable Virtus.pro draft we've had in a while.
I mean, we say that how many times?
Yeah.
we know what's coming, but it's more like they play it so well that it doesn't matter that if you know it.
But that's the difference, right? Because if you're predictable and you lose, then it looks like you're unprepared, or
you're stubborn.
Not making changes. You can, but if you do something consistent and you win, it's like you can draft whatever. They can't stop you.
Yeah, it's the old puppy PPD kind of route to drafting from many years ago, isn't it?
So the last hero should be a Miracle hero, the absolute big carry. Morphling was a pretty good band there.
Yeah, I think Miracle is playing Nature's Prophet here.
You think so?
Yeah, it has to be. They have Dark Willow and
That's
Tusk.
true. Yeah, that's true.
Something that's good against the Lifestealer that comes online fast so they don't get pushed. I'm still thinking about that Jug. Even though it's not that great against the Chen creeps and Dragonite has a high armor as well.
So he is actually he's really playing the Prophet.
Yep, he is.
Yeah, he did the other day as well. So there's the Underlord kind of mentioned earlier. Gives him that mobility, hold the tower against the Chen. You can kind of leave him down there. slow down the tower being taken. You don't care about him being run at too much, and he allows them to play extremely fast and mobile in the lanes. So,
Are we talking about Underlord fast?
Yeah, he's as mobile as a big of a guy can get.
Jack knows this from the basketball courts. Lacoste.
I prefer Virtus.pro's lineup overall. I don't think Underlord can do that much. I was expecting something more late game oriented. If this game drags past, let's say, 45 minutes, VP is definitely going to take it.
Okay, Winter.
I'm gonna stick with Liquid. I think the way they are playing, there's gonna be a lot of creeps going pushed out by the Underlord and Prophet. It's gonna be hard for VP to play their game.
Okay, 1 for 1. Jack.
This is gonna be a very fast-paced game early on, I think. But I think VP scales a lot better, and they have answers and counters. And I think Liquid continually sacrifices too much balance to win this game in their lineup.
All right, the two bookends of ride or died on this one, and both gone for Virtus.pro. Just the one Liquid fanboy here on the panel, and it is the one of Winter, of course. Let's find out how it all shakes out in game number 1.
Virtus.pro and Liquid, these two teams have been hailed as some of the best in the world and the best this season, and they faced against each other many times. Starting off at the International, it was Liquid who eliminated Virtus.pro in that lower bracket, but since then, it's gone back and forth, and every single series has gone to all three. Hamburg had VP winning out on Liquid earlier on in the group stage and ended up winning that entire thing. Then Dream League, 4 months ago, Liquid actually managed to come up over VP there. Most recently, at the Bucharest Major, it was Virtus.pro who managed to take on Liquid again in another 2-1. So it seems, Splits, that the series has already been set with a lot of history, and no matter who's going to walk away with victory here, it feels like we're probably going to be seeing a Game 3.
Yeah, very back and forth series overall. Nobody really besting each other too hard, no 2-0s or stomps or anything like that. These teams very evenly matched. I think that Virtus.pro are almost consensus the best team in the world right now. Liquid, I think people would argue their consistency would allot them that second place slot. But they are the defending champs. They will not go down easy. This could be a very big win for them. They have yet to win a major as a group, have gotten second so many times. But first, you've got to get through VP.
And it seems like we've got two very different playstyles here. Virtus.pro, the panel pretty much called all the picks from them. It seemed like pretty predictable stuff and a lot of just aggression and team fight, a lot of fighting power from VP. Meanwhile, Liquid, they're also going to be going with something that we've seen before from them, but it is a bit peculiar just to this tournament. They're going to be running this Miracle Nature's Prophet that he was practicing all during his absence at Dream League, and we've already seen it a couple times here at this tournament, and they're going to have Mind Control actually playing the mid Underlord here just for the better matchup.
Yeah, somebody actually said that he was spamming this hero in pubs during the time that they were playing a Dream League, so this must have been a conscious effort, like, oh, this hero can probably work. I think what's more likely is, I don't think Kuro said, like, yo, practice Nature's Prophet. I think it's more likely that he played the hero once or twice and was like, it's actually really powerful.
Yeah.
As a one position, how can we make this work?
So he figured something out?
Yeah, that's almost always how it works.
And now we're seeing Liquid employ that quite a lot at this tournament. I don't think it's, I'm not sure if it's lost yet. Oh, it did lose. It had that close matchup. I think it was yesterday. Top lane, Pasha. Oh no, Liquid win 2-0. They must have won.
Yeah.
That's right, the game was kind of close though. Pasha going to be dove a little bit. GH tried to block him in with the Ice Shard. They're still trying to get these treant blocks, but Pasha does escape through the trees. He's going to be hit by the Orb of Venom from GH, though. If he gets another hit in, he'll just keep on slowing them down until they finish him off. GH will pick up the first blood.
Easy kill there, as Solo has opted or elected to help out no one in this mid lane, because the Underlord with the Atrophy Aura is going to be successful against most melee heroes.
And there's not a whole lot of room to be able to get away from this, the flames of the Underlord, right? You just gotta, in the mid lane, there's not a whole lot of maneuverability in that regard.
Yeah, Ramsey's gonna take some damage, but with the help of the Chen here, he's gonna beat back two heroes. Roger on this Chen is such a beast.
It's kind of interesting that VP are not trying to employ the Sand King Chen dual lane that we've seen so many times. Instead, feeling like the Sand King wouldn't really match up right against the Venomancer, they put the Lifestealer here instead. Now, top lane, we are going to have Solo rotate over, see if they can get the kill on Miracle, which they will. Now, GH is completely surrounded Solo, so we will at least be able to get a rebuttal here. But it's VP who walk away with a core kill.
Yeah, And this bottom lane is not going well at all from Matuma Man. Ramses is getting aggressive. He wants to try to get the dive on. Is Roger going to nuke him?
Now he does have that Shadow Realm, so Curl can dodge some of this damage. They're going to force it out of him.
Ramses, though, with this deep dive. Matuma Man forced under the tower. Can't really help out. Free farm for 2 of the cores so far on the side of VP, and we see VP are paying attention to the other games. They're going to try to be aggressive in the laning phase. Pick up as many wins here as possible.
I know this meta feels like maybe the laning phase is too important, but boy, does it make for an exciting start to Dota. As every single game, we have a lot of action in every single one of these laning phase. Very rarely is a lane just totally written off and given up. You could see even this top lane where the Disruptor makes that kind of rotation. Feeling good about bottom lane as well, Virtus.pro. They do have to watch out, though. This is one of the powers of the Prophet, not just to be able to pressure the lane and pressure tower, but TP in and help assist some of the other lanes if the time is right. So
I just don't see how they're going to be able to kill Ramses at bottom, even with the TP. He should almost always be able to get out, unless he overcommits with the Rage.
Yeah, even mid's going to be kind of tough, right? It's a Dragonite who's naturally...
He's got Quelling Blade, too.
He's tanky, he's got a lot of regen, he's got a Quelling Blade to eat through the sprouts, so...
They'd be ganking... They'd need the Tusk.
Yeah.
They need to bring minimum 2 if they're going to do anything about this.
GH, not going to be spotted by this very aggressive ward between the Tier 1 and Tier 2 that VP placed earlier. Roger, though, is going to make a rotation into that mid lane. GH knows it's coming. And we'll see if he can catch Roger in an awkward spot here. Mind Control's going to get a lot of Firestorm damage. They're going to bring Miracle in with the Sprout. Now, he managed to eat through the trees. Mind Control, though, is easily going to help get the damage, and he'll get the kill, too. 3-1.
Yeah, it's going to be an easy pickup. They even went for the Satyr. Were successful in that, but they had to bring Miracle, who TP's back up to top, and he's going to get dove right now. The Tusk coming in. They want to go for the turnaround.
They absolutely can, too, with the shards. They can block in solo. They do manage to snag him, but Pasha's going to be back Miracles, so that means no damage dealer here. Snowball through. They're actually going to try and stall up the Sand King as best he can, but he's going for this kill on Miracle. Fairy Fire, turn around. He knows he can't outrun this one. The Sandstorm just outside of vision, but Miracle will live thanks to the Tango. Pasha does not have the mana, and nor does Mind Control, so they won't be able to get this kill very quickly. Pasha, can he actually walk away from this one somehow? His team is going to shrine up. Liquid's going to go back, but Pasha's already put himself in the trees and will TP out.
Right now, they try to go get a kill.
Matuma Man in the trees. Does not have a Gale to be able to slow down this pursuit. Gets a nice ward block off, but Ramses one step ahead of him. Managed to block Matuma Man into the trees. Matuma Man just throwing all his damage onto Roger. Hoping that Kuro can get the trade, but it looks like the Ensnare may actually stop him. And now Kinetic Field kind of holding him in. Shadow Realm TP out instead of going for the right click on Roger, which he probably could have gotten. He saves his own life.
Opted to try to get out rather than sacrifice. Would have been a pretty even trade overall, but I don't disagree with this decision. It's a safe play up the top.
Look at that. That Ice Shard, he read that Pasha was going to go for the Burrow Strike out of those, and he actually placed the shard specifically to catch Pasha, and it does result in a kill. That was a clever little play from GH.
Yeah, he was very patient there, and is going to get rewarded for those efforts. Liquid are moving around quite a bit. The static lanes were not working out for them. VP were taking advantage of that, especially this bottom lane, where Ramses continues to just thrive. Has not been touched in this game, 1-0. No one doing even better because Mind Control made that rotation up to top, and when they try to kill the Chen.
And our panel highlighted this matchup between the two bearded 4 positions, Roger and GH, and we can see already how important these two and their rotations are to this laning phase, and in turn, how important the laning phase is to this game.
Yeah. I think a problem for Liquid right now is that they can't pressure the other 2 cores on the side of VP in the laning phase. And even killing the Sand King has proved to be a little bit difficult for them, but they are going to grab the first Tier 1 of the game.
Solo's going to be caught here into a Firestorm Snowball. He is dead. So Liquid, they had both their supports kind of chilling around there for a while.
Yeah, and this is so crazy that they have completely abandoned this bottom lane. I think they've made the same read and said, we can't do anything about the Lifestealer. So the Nature's Prophet and the Venomancer instead are trying to get a push going as Roger going to run in.
Stumbles into Roger here. He's going to get a snowball save on himself. Also has the ice shards to be able to block Roger in, see if he can actually get away from these creeps, and he will.
And the creeps.
Mind Control walks away with a killing spree for him. A full shrine for most of Liquid as well. Pretty value the fact that they're playing around each other so much, but it is leaving a Lifestealer and Dragon Knight totally free farming.
Yeah, and that rotation is also going to open up the top lane for Pasha, who has had it rough. They focus so much of the attention on his lane, it's no surprise, but probably going to be pleased with it because Ramsey should be telling his team, like, I have absolute free farm. Nobody has touched me in this game. No one having similar thoughts about this.
And yeah, at the end of the day, your Sand King's always going to come back in, right? It's one of the better off-lane or four-position farmers.
Yeah.
So,
as weird as it is, like, Liquid are playing their mobile lineup very static right now. They go from top, then they make the full rotation to bottom. That's going to open up space for at least one hero at all times for VP.
So despite a kill lead of 6-2, it's Virtus.pro who actually have the net worth lead because of this kind of style that you're talking about Liquid's trying to employ right now, leaving a lot of space to VP to farm up, get an advantage for all their cores.
Yeah.
Hell, even Roger can play more of a farm game if he wants on this Chen.
It's also because they have a tower and they're down in tower 6-2, and they're still winning in gold. Just goes to show how much farm everyone's getting on this side.
At what point do we start using our cores from VP to start fighting some of these Liquid rotations, or do you not even worry about it?
I don't think you're super concerned about this. Like, if you're Sand King, you don't have to play the same game that a lot of Sand Kings have to play, where they feel as though they've got to make the rotations early because their team is losing out without them. In a game like this, Pasha should read that his two cores are doing ultra well.
The word game has gone back and forth, but every single time Solo goes for a play like this, he's always going to get caught by the Fury under the bottom lane. They aren't going to be able to blow up. Solo's still trying to escape, but is going to be caught by Mind Control once again. The bigger kill, though, being netted by VP as they manage to bring down the Venomancer on the low ground with the Chen rotation.
Yeah, you're going to get the tower, too. No one came for that. Don't think they want to trade this mid tower for this bottom tower. This is a decent chance that they still try to make the TP in. It's not going to be very fast.
Here comes the
Liquid.
TP back from no one.
Yeah, this is a tower that you should absolutely defend if you're VP, because Liquid can't kill these two core heroes if they come. Like, if Ramses makes that same rotation, what are they supposed to do? And that's exactly what he's going to go for.
Yeah, now Solo's going to be an opportunity to catch an extra hero. Pasha's just going to throw down the epicenter to make sure they do kill Mind Control before he can get a Dark Rift off, so he doesn't even try. And VP not going to find the +1 off of a glimpse. Still, though, great rotation by them. Perfect timing, too. They finish out the tower. They get their armlet on the Lifestealer. They know how strong they are, so they will absolutely challenge Liquid to an engagement.
Yeah, if the Lifestealer wasn't dying before his armlet, he's not dying after that.
Yeah.
That's why I would have been super surprised if VP give up that tower. It's the most important tower in the game. You're going to take that bottom one easily with the Chen anyways. Liquid have shown heroes mid.
Is he just going for a backdoor on the tower real quickly? The Ice Shard is going to be able to block Ramsey's escape here. They're going to go for the kill. Pasha is going to try a nice infest jump over the Ice Shards there. Pasha now TP'd in. Glimpse back, though.
Everyone from Liquid here. They want to try to battle Pasha. Going to get snowballed in on GH.
Oh, but the Kinetic Field Static Storm, that's actually going to be able to grab all of Liquid right now, and maybe VP can fight through this one for the treants. Now Pasha has to Bro Strike himself, barely gets ahead of those Ice Shards, and will manage to escape. That was a close call there for VP. GH still looking for that extra kill, but his spells are still on cooldown.
That was sick from both teams. They stopped the pursuit. Miracle completely cuts off the pursuit with the Sprout. Both teams holding each other. The Disruptor got a really nice 3-man ult off, but doesn't really net either team really anything. Liquid do grab the tower. And this game, 12 minutes in, speaks to how close these teams are in skill. Gold lead is only 1K for VP after this point. Now they're going to smoke up at bottom. Solo and Roger. They don't have the Static Storm, but they think this combo alone should be enough to kill Matama Man, and they might be right. He's going to bring himself a salve. And if he comes into this jungle, Roger, he'll know he's going to ping. He sees the Plague Ward place. He knows that Matama Man is still here. Pasha going to force the creep wave in. Maybe go for a pincer?
But the smoke is going to pop, and Matumba Man immediately backs out. I wondered why they didn't try and wrap behind him.
It's because, and this is the best part about it, Mind Control and Kuro hid during that time.
Okay.
So when you have that many heroes missing off the map, of course from our vision we see where everybody is.
Yeah.
But if your cores are being smart, they won't show, and they might have thought that there was some kind of bait going on, because why else would the Venomancer still show up in the lane when Pasha's there?
And at the end of the day, it's still always going to be hard to kill that Venom, right? Because
look right here.
If he had Nova, which he didn't, if he has Nova, then all of a sudden Miracle comes in and can clean up that whole entire fight with an ulti and some right clicks.
This is the best thing about Underlord right now. The Firestorm allows you to go for this early Roche.
And the Treants
Fiora
will tank it for you.
Maybe they know about this? No.
Doesn't look like it.
Pasha's got a TP if they're going to defend this. Liquid have done this now in consecutive games, abusing this Nature's Prophet.
Yeah,
and
last
Underlord.
time it was the Helmet Dom Underlord. Oh, what a little snag there from GH. The Walrus Punch is actually going to stop that TP. And now Ramses, his range is going to be out. He's going to have to try and armlet toggle through 4 different heroes. That's not going to happen. He's going to get beaten down by Liquid pretty easily. What a snag there from GH.
Yeah, and Ramses going for the TP. Thought that Tusk was going to give up on that. You saw that the Tusk turns around thinking Ramses is just going to walk out, but instead he stays for the TP. He gets the punch off through the rage. That was a hero that hasn't been touched for the majority of this game.
A big pickup. Virtus.pro still slightly ahead, though, despite the death on the Lifestealer. Now the Blink Dagger reveal with the Epicenter. And they've also got the Kinetic Field just to make sure that they lock Miracle and he can't outrun Pasha. They're going to try and come in with the Dark Rip, though. Miracle's not dead yet. Solo's still committing to this one. Shard's going to come out, not enough to be able to save the Furion. They will at least catch Solo. Pasha's already blinked backwards to safety.
Yeah, I think Liquid so far have proven that they use Dark Rift offensively the most out of any team. Any sort of kill opportunity, they're using it. Most of the time we see it as the disengage tool. But Liquid use it very aggressively in this game. Paired with the Treants, you almost always have a vehicle for this. And Mind Control, they're going to wait for the Nature's Prophet, and I think they're just going to go for the top tier 2 tower. Pasha already used the ulti, so his team fight contribution is going to be limited even with the Blink Dagger. And here it is, the Nature's Prophet comes in.
Pasha does have a Burrow Strike. The Snowball might still hit him. He isn't going to be able to land. He is going to be able to blink away. They will go for this tier 2. VP doesn't look like, well, maybe. There's 3 heroes behind this tower. Nah, Dragon Knight's not coming over. They don't have a Chen. Virtus.pro going to give up another objective, it seems.
The weird part about this is that Liquid seems so content with allowing somebody on the side of VP to be farming at all times. And it doesn't bother them in the least. They just continue to execute their strategy, go for the 5-man. They were unconcerned when they left the Lifestealer alone for like 3 minutes farming bottom with no one nearby. That's pretty unheard of.
Yeah.
And in a similar note, they're allowing Roger to just go completely untouched. And they've got Aegis, and they're thinking about it, and they drop a ward, and maybe that'll force them back as Miracle going to deal with bottom first.
Yeah, there is the extra siege wagon that the Chen picked up.
He's looking for it right now. He sees the Nature's Prophet. He knows that there's 10 seconds minimum.
They have some decent vision. But Lifestealer Infest was down. Looked like he used it to kill the creep waves. So really need that hero if you want to be able to take a fight for VP.
Even though you're constantly getting farm on somebody, you still have to be ready to fight on the side of VP. Liquid are showing that they only want to take fights. They seem pretty unconcerned by the lack of farmer levels on their individual cores, and Ramsey's going to get opened up on.
They do have the Walrus Punch to stop the TP, so Ramses has to turn and fight against GH, but now he's going to be surrounded by too many heroes. Walrus Punch finally used, but Ramses going to be stuck. Another big pick off by Liquid. Pasha thought about going for the Dark Willow there. Covers his tracks with the Brambles, though. And they already had the rotation coming out from Matumba Man, so Liquid playing fast. After they get that kill, they immediately head towards mid, see if they can get an extra pick off.
1 second with the Gale.
Gale lands onto Noah.
And the
Ice Shard blocks him in as well. Now the Firestorm on top of this Dragon Knight. That percentage-based damage will cut him down in half. He's still going to turn and fight a little bit. Solo in the back line's caught by Miracle. He's dead. The Snowball on through hits the Dragon Knight as well. And VP are beginning to collapse.
They are just getting picked apart right now. They're not respecting the rotations from Liquid. Liquid are just finding solo pickoff after solo pickoff. They're getting whoever they want. This Lifestealer, if you give a Lifestealer this much farm, but all it takes is the Tusk holding on to the Walrus Punch to kill you, that is a disaster and a half. And 18 minutes in, they are threatening the tier 3 tower. VP, what is your response? Pasha's going to come in. He's got the ulti. Ramses wants to try to hop in, but they're going to lose the tower before they can make any sort of play.
The Gale out on him, slowing him down the smoke. Definitely spotted out there. Courier is actually going to die. That was the Chen Aghanim Scepter, I believe.
They're just going to lose Rax.
All right. VP.
They're smoked up. They want to find somebody. Solo's pushing forward.
Doesn't look like he's going to catch anything here. Roger already TP'd out. The snowball's not going to land in time. Thankfully, VP will not receive another pickoff.
That was like the weirdest sequence of events. It almost felt like Liquid lazily just ran down.
Yeah.
VP obliged. There was no defense attempt at all. Heroes just continue to farm. It feels as though VP are lulled into the sense of just, well, we'll continue to outfarm them, and it's okay because somebody's getting farmed. And the worst part about that was the Chen, who did not participate in any engagement for the last 2 minutes, lost his Ags on the Courier.
I mean, I don't think we've seen a single Infest Burrow Strike gank yet. Right? Like, VP you gotta get on the offense sometimes. You can't just concede everything to Liquid.
They're just, everyone's farming right now. It feels like they're completely okay with all their cores farming. Not the type of VP that we're used to seeing.
Well, they're gonna be losing their shrines now. With the ward slowly chipping away, they'll also take the vision off the map. Pasha looks like maybe he wants to cut some creep waves here, as he certainly can't really go for a kill at bottom. Miracle has the full backup of his team.
Yeah, we can't see how many smokes they have left. I'm not sure if they have any. They use one to try to set up, trying to catch Liquid on the retreat with the smoked up epicenter, but Liquid just ran away.
12-5, a 5,000 gold lead at 20 minutes in for Team Liquid. And it's going to grow, too, as they take this Tier 1 and potentially Tier 2. It seems like VP is willing to concede everything right now in exchange for more farm time.
Yeah, maybe at this point, you can't fight. And Roger is still 1 minute away from that Courier respawning with his Aghanims. One of the better upgrades to Chen.
They really want that BKB for the Dragon Knight so they can have double magic immunity. The S and Y is almost complete for the Lifestealer as well. So there are some big ticket items that would change the team fight a lot for VP if they could just stall it out for another minute or so.
And look at Miracle's positioning with the Shadow Blade. Trying to see if anybody will come onto the low ground, but nobody from VP going to oblige. And Liquid, this might be a little bit too much.
Oh, Dragon Knight, instead of going for the BKB, switched it up last second here. Picks up a pipe for this team fight as Pasha wraps around on Liquid. They need to be able to blow up a hero quickly, but the snowball's going to come in and stop the epicenter. Now Walrus Punch. This completely kills the initiation from VP and Strands. Ramsey's out in the middle of nowhere. The Sprout trying to protect. GH will be able to get that one out. Manage to get the Nova down before it goes.
Nice
the pipe is going to be able to save a lot. The Static Storm is doing a lot of work here, but they're chasing down Ramses, and there seems to be no interruption whatsoever for VP. Ramses almost caught, terrorized. Looks like he managed to keep himself alive thanks to the armlet. VP, though, didn't manage to kill anybody from Liquid after a failed initiation. No one's going to be caught trying to run away from the rest of Liquid. Ate the wrong tree, too, so he can't get out of the Sprout. And now VP, no one's going to be surrounded by these Liquid heroes. And that will be a second death in this team fight.
Did you see that? Miracle didn't TP in, but he cast the Sprout?
Yeah, some sort of weird internet. Maybe he got glimpse back or something on the Sprout.
I could imagine that. All right, but another pickoff, and VP have yet to take a clean team fight.
The Chen's just been found again. Miracle.
Not like this.
Tries to get the Ancient Creep to slow him down. Does manage to pop the Shrine, but Roger doesn't have an easy way back to the base, as his tower is currently under siege. Yeah, Liquid's going to go in. GH tried to get a snowball out. Does get the Walrus Punch to interrupt Ramses and might be able to just survive again with the Pit of Malice holding in Pasha. Matumba Man's trying to chase him down with the Ice Shards. Looks like they'll give up on it and go back towards the objectives. VP, they may not have killed anybody, but they will at least have to heal, and that is more time for Liquid to focus on these objectives.
Yeah, Liquid going to take another set of racks. All 5 heroes on the side of VP up, but just not able to fight this, even with the pipe pickup on the Dragon Knight. I like the adjustment that no one made. I think he presumed that that was the game-defining fight. If they could force Liquid back with this push strategy, maybe they could keep the game going for a little bit longer, but the rest of his team just can't really commit to these engagements, and Pasha getting spotted out there and stopping that engagement, that was rough for them.
Yeah, it certainly was. Just a little bit too close to one of those wards, and a snowball just in time. Miracle gets away from Ramses. Pasha is coming in.
He doesn't have vision, though.
He doesn't have any vision, so that is a pointless TP. He cancels it.
Yeah, wasn't close enough to the base either. Now he picks up the dust.
It feels like Roshan is a contest that has to happen for Virtus.pro. I'm not sure how they manage to keep that last set of racks alive if they give up Aegis and Cheese.
Yeah, they first have to deal with this top wave, and once they see Ramses, this will all but assure this Roshan. For Liquid, they have so much utility, the Underlord with the Greaves and the pipe. You'll notice that the Tusk aggressively goes in because he's got a Solar Crest. He does not fear the damage. He knows that the backup is there. Matama Man pops his ulti.
Okay, that must have been a misclick.
That was surely a misclick. That was his Axel too. Now he got the Centaur creep.
I'm not sure if Roger noticed that with the Centaur, but he did just say nice, so.
Oh,
okay,
Ramses
Snowball
again?
isn't actually on Ramses, but now he's been orchided up. He has to survive through this one, get off the range and TP out all at once. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to do so. Tries to get the kill on GH, will succeed at least in that endeavor. And he does have a buyback, so he will be here for the defense of the high ground, but Liquid have an Aegis and Cheese and are pushing in fast.
VP, they're going to go for the smoke. I anticipate Ramses to go for the buyback as soon as the initiation happens. They
The
don't
Shrine
want
is still
Liquid.
up. From out of vision, he's going to go for the epicenter play. Nance get a two-man Burrow Strike. What a great setup for the Static Storm. That is good control. They need to be able to blow up Matama Man now. He pops his Cheese, gets out of the silence, now can turn, but he's already been stunned up, and he's dead. Ramses gobbled him alive. Liquid, they are going to be losing this team fight. Just question how many heroes. Mind Control's up next. Doesn't have a Dark Rift to be able to get away. He's dead as well. 3 down from Liquid. VP will hold.
Very nice hold from them. They had to make some kind of play. We would have liked to see that happen at that bottom lane, but it eventually is going to happen. Liquid, they're just trying to get to the tower, start their march with the Treants and the ward, but unable to get there this time around. VP head them off.
Is that going to be a first blitz? A Hooded Defiance Life Stealer?
Oh, here's the
Go
replay
back to
of
the
this.
replay. Look at that force staff. He force staffs himself in position to be able to hit a line stun, allowing him to catch both Matama Man as well as Kuro, stopping the biggest team fight, right? Sure, Novo's already on cooldown, but Venomans are still important in that regard, and the Terrorize is particularly arduous to play around.
GH, he's moving forward. He's going to get stunned up here, taking a lot of damage, but Miracle's here too.
They're going to try and go for Roger here. He goes for a TP out. Snowball's going to be able to stop that one. Looks like they will be able to get the kill on Roger. He heals up a little bit longer, trying to just last. So that way they can try and get a counter kill onto GH, but Ramsey's already given up. Solo's TPing out as well. Buyback instantly from Roger, knowing that Liquid probably going to try and use those numbers advantage to go high ground once again.
Yeah, just reset the buyback cooldown as fast as you can. You know you're going to have to commit it anyways. It's not really a waste in this regard, because Liquid, they still have the Aegis. They're not going to stop. And if you're going to hold them, it's got to be now. If you want to extend the game further, I don't think VP's lineup is the best equipped to deal with Mega Creeps.
Yeah. A Blink Dagger on our Dragon Knight. They can get the double initiation here with Pasha. Hidden to the north, into the trees.
He's got his ulti. He's going to need a big one too. They just don't have a lot of burst damage. And Mind Control's picked up a gem. If VP can somehow hold, they're going to get a lot of money and a lot of different things on their side as Ramsey's caught out. Where's the initiation?
With the Dragon Knight, they're going to go for Miracle. Now the Terrorize comes through. That's going to stall on VP a little bit, but now the epicenter into the back line. Nails 2. Miracle Matama Man, although only at half HP. Finally, they're going to take out the Sand King. Meteor Hammer onto the Dragon Knight. He's down to half HP with the Nova out as well. VP is going to take a lot of damage over time. They have the pipe. They have the Hooded Defiance, but will it be enough? Ramsey's going through another big Burrow Strike. Pasha nails 3. That's going to be the Aegis down, but Pasha going to be hit by the stun. Still, Ramsey's going for that back line, but Miracle back up with life number 2. He's going to target Solo, but Dragon Knight, he's back into the mix. They've already taken out the heroes from behind. Venomancer's down. Miracle's going to die as well. VP hold again.
Pasha over the top. He was so patient in that fight. He let his team engage in the front. That's going to be a big swing in gold. They've got the gem now on their own side. And this is going to help them a lot. They're going to try to get some D wards going. They've got the catch for Miracle now, too. They don't have to worry about Dust. Huge hold for VP. They're assuming in this game that Liquid will eventually run out of steam. They're banking on it right now.
And that was just exactly what I wanted to bring up with you, Blitz. Not so long ago, we had 2 lanes of racks, Aegis and Cheese for Liquid. It was something like a 17K gold. They seemed all but over. But now, VP have shown they've taken 2 fights in a row with this build of the pipe and everything. You're going to see this damage just kind of runs out. Do you think VP can actually continue this and successfully hold against 2 early lanes of racks?
It'd be the 3rd hold. That'd be the most important. Once you go for the 3rd one, I don't know if Liquid recklessly decides to go for it again. And just watching this fight, Liquid, the positioning was okay, but the send back?
The send back on no one was huge because that in turn allows him to be able to come back in.
In this fight, the multi-man stuns, the epicenter from behind, they find him at an angle. He's using the Force Staff to really stretch those initiations.
I think the first time he hit Matumba Man and Miracle, and then that second initiation, we saw him hit 3 different heroes.
Yeah, and Liquid right now are in the Roche pit, but there's nothing for them to claim here. And we talked about this. Once they get the gem, they are dewarding everything right now. Liquid losing a lot of their vision here. They're smoked up, though. They want to take another fight.
They're losing their Chen creeps as well. Chen could not send those back to base fast enough.
Yeah. This 3rd hold is so important. This would kind of reset the game and allow them to take the Roshan fight. But Liquid are smoked up. They understand that their lineup still has a timer on it.
Liquid. That's an interesting ward down from VP, making sure that they have some sort of vision outside of the base that won't get countered so easily.
Yeah, Liquid are waiting for the rest of the creeps to catch up and hit the base. So even if they lose the fight, maybe they get the tier 4 tower out of it, minimum.
Right.
Well, we see Roger. He gets spotted out. Miracle gonna find him here.
Yeah, Roger. That's going to be a gimme. He goes to the TP away, but the snowball's already there.
And Roger doesn't have buyback. It's both on cooldown, and he doesn't have the gold for it.
It's certainly not necessary for Liquid to go high ground right away, so when they see a pickoff like that, they can easily stall their push, get the pickoff, and start setting it back up. Now, 35 seconds till the Chen is here again. His send back was critical in that last engagement, so he is certainly no slouch in the team fight department. Liquid taking him out.
If you look at the buybacks, no one's the one with buyback. He's got a blink dagger. And it's going to be kind of a red herring Pasha. They might think that the life stealer's inside of him, but it is in fact in no one right now.
If they can get that quick blink in, Dragon Tail stun, that long duration combined with the life stealer, whose damage is already pretty potent, they might just be able to take somebody out of this team fight before they get any spells off.
The bottom lane is pushing in, the mid wave is pushing in.
All right.
Should be a very nice time for Liquid to go for it.
The 30-minute marker. Perfect for a siege wagon push like this. Double siege on all sides. They're going to take some of them, though, with the Chen. He's going to try and grab the other one, maybe. Ramses, meanwhile, is dealing with mid, while we have Pasha, who's able to pretty adeptly push out the bottom lane.
Yeah, it in fact looks like Liquid is just going to wait for the 3rd Roche of the game. Get that Aegis cheese.
So the Aegis cheese didn't actually change a whole lot this time. The 3rd time, refresher shard is going to be up. Do you think that changes anything for the fight?
Depends on who gets it, like how they prioritize it.
I'm not sure who they give it to because there's just not a fantastic hero for it, right?
Yeah. I'd imagine Matumba Man is probably the best candidate.
Yeah.
You might want to give him cheese so that there's enough spread so that he can get the double Nova off and he doesn't just have to pop them simultaneously. There's a little bit of a delay.
Oh, see, I was thinking Aegis. Maybe he just like suicides in, you know? He first life, Novas, you know, blink in Nova, boom. Maybe they kill him. He comes back, he'll have a refresher shard for a second Nova.
He's just a little bit tankier than Miracle is. So
Yeah,
I think
that's
it's more
true.
likely that he gets cheese off than Miracle does. Miracle only has 1,300 health. He's got a good amount of armor, but the effective HP on this hero is not that great right now.
And the damage over time for the Venomancer is really not that good this close to the base against a Chen, who could just send somebody back and then they're back in the fight probably 5-6 seconds later.
Yeah. They're still continuing to just wait for the Roche. Miracle has picked up the Mjolnir.
He has a gigantic net worth lead over anybody else in this game. Solo's going to poke his head out a little bit too far, get caught, but no one immediately pounces on that initiation from Liquid. Now Liquid trying to get in with the Terrorize. The EKB and the Rage are already activated, so that does nothing. But Tumble Man and Miracle, they're both going to try and fight this one. They see an engagement outside the base. They think they can take it, but no. No one. And Ramses, they're actually bringing down Miracle. Managed to take him out with the buyback coming out from Mind Control. This is a huge win for VP. They're going to clean up multiple
kill for
heroes.
Ramses.
Ultra
Mind control, you did not want to be here.
Give him one more. Stop mind control. That's going to be a dieback. Give the kill to Ramses too. This lad deserves it.
They're walking away.
Walk away from him and give him the rampage.
They're fine with risking it. They want Ramses to feel his way back into this game. Give him the rampage. That is such a big morale boost for the team too.
And he's gone from a Desolator to now another 2,600 gold with Roshan just around the corner.
And that is 3 times now that they have repelled Liquid. That is the magic number. They're going to go into the Roche pit. They're going to feel mighty fine about their chances now. This is the first offensive maneuver that they've made in the game, and this would be a big one. Even grabbing the tower. GH going to throw out. No one is right on his tail.
Now Roshan is going to spawn right as they take this tier 1 tower, but not sure if VP could really just go straight for it.
He brought 4 mangoes.
And just giving them up to Ramses.
Yeah, he's just, everyone's getting a mango.
He wants to make sure this guy is fight ready at all times. No slowing down.
I've never seen that.
They're going to pick up the pace here. They're going to go for a smoke, see if they can get an early initiation while they're still the Underlord in the fountain.
Most of this net worth right now, the difference comes in the form of the Nature's Prophet and how low Solo is, but aside from that, it's a little bit misleading. Because VP can definitely win these fights, as they have demonstrated time after time after time. So Liquid, this is going to be a smoke, but theirs feels more desperate.
Good catch. They managed to get the successful scan. Oh, but they're actually going to fight, maybe? On this high ground, they're feeling like they can actually take the engagement.
Yeah, and Miracle's trying to send somebody to the top so that Liquid can sneak into the Roshan. This is their play right now.
Yeah. Do you think it's possible for Liquid to win team fights anymore? Because I thought maybe this had to just turn into a pure split push game for them.
They can't take a straight 5-on-5 anymore. They've got to outmaneuver them. The straight 5-on-5 fight isn't really quite there for them anymore.
The top lane pushing enough that Liquid thinks they can sneak in a Roshan here, and they might be right. It's already at half HP. Pasha spotted by the wards, hit by the Ancient Creep as well. There is no way for them to be able to get inside the pit, so all of the loot of Roshan going to be found. Oh, nice pickup though. Solo managed to get to the low ground thanks to the Force Staff, and now the send back for the 10 is there as well. Roger TP's away. Nobody's going to be caught by VP, but still, Aegis, Cheese, Refresher Shard, all Liquid's bounty.
Yeah, and Mind Control is going to be the one with it.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
You could get the double pipe.
Yeah.
They don't stack, but you can use them consecutively, I believe, right? So you get the bubble?
Yeah. I think we got to wait for this BKB for the Furion, though, right? He seems to just get blasted down.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Even though he's tanky, like, he needs the Aegis.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have the health to work with.
So they're finally going to get the BKB. And flown out on the courier to him.
Yeah, Matama Man trying to tank up as well. That Ags, I think, not proving as useful as he might have imagined. The send back from Roger countering that pretty hard.
Yeah.
And the pipe decision by this Dragon Knight. Like, it didn't pay off earlier, but now it's great.
I would love to see this game draw out a little bit more, just purely for the fact that I see GH is building an Aghanim Scepter on Tusk.
He's going to try to kick somebody into his team.
You know, see if they can get somebody outside of that base for a free pickoff.
Yeah, you got to be a little bit clever now if you're Liquid. Bashing your head against the fight is not going to work for you, as VP is coming out, getting aggressive, trying to find somebody on the map. Because the mid lane is pushed out, they've already got creeps at bottom. One of their better moments to get aggressive on the map.
But they can't go too far, because Miracle is beginning to get that top lane a little pushed in, so VP addressed that now. It's a slow game for VP, where they just got to try and get more and more map control while still not getting caught by Liquid.
And what they're hoping for is that Liquid overcommits another time. And at that point, because you've already taken the mid-tier 1 tower, then you can make your aggressive move and maybe grab a tier 2. Like, you're going to have to whittle away Liquid. Atama Man, they know he's on the low ground there because of the ward placement. They're going to get the
glimpse on him. He immediately goes for the ultimate. He's going to have the rest of his team coming in with the Dark Witch, trying to go for the save, but Atama Man heals himself up with the cheese, and it looks like they should be able to get him out alive. That was a lot, bro.
Miracle forces the TPs.
They have to get back to the base, though. Miracle is going to be caught. Burrow strike up, follow up from no one. He does have that BKB, but he does not have a teleport out. This might just be the Aegis. Do they have a disable? They don't have anything. Maybe he could just BKB TP out. There's no disable to stop him here. Damage, though? Ooh. A little close.
Little close. So he got some damage onto the tower, was forced to use the BKB. Pasha doesn't have an ult for just taking stock of everything right now.
No Epicenter, no BKB on the Dragonite as well.
Yeah, there's no cheese and no Aegis for Liquid. And even with the cheese, Aegis, and Refresher Shard, they weren't willing to push.
Yeah.
I think that kind of demonstrates where they feel like they are in the game right now.
Shivas for the Venomancer. You could see he's really struggling with all this physical damage from the Lifestealer.
Yeah, it's got to come down to the kite game right now. The BKB is still at a healthy 8 seconds, though.
Maelstrom pickup for the Dragonite, trying to deal with all these lanes, pushing in, so that'll help him shove him out a little bit faster. It's a decent attack speed upgrade as well.
Mind Control's game has been slowed down so hard from that time he went for the dieback.
Yeah. He's going to try and get a Lotus Orb. Dragon Tail, Burrow Strike, even removing the open wounds debuff.
Currently, Liquid continues to farm out, maybe wait for another Aegis and cheese. It could potentially spawn in 3 minutes. VP are perfectly content to sit back. All their heroes continue to have room to scale.
So just start passing Refresher Shards all around.
Yeah.
All right.
If you're Liquid,
yeah,
I feel like everyone gets a Refresher.
So we're going to go 4 more Roshans deep?
Yeah, 4 Roshans
until we get
everyone gets
4
one.
Refresher Shards, a couple Ages, or a couple of cheeses rather.
Miracle gets to use Nature's Call twice.
They have already, it's not just the top lane, it's also the throne. That is a little bit exposed. They've already taken 1 tier 4, so VP, they're winning engagements and everything, but they still have to be super wary, and you could just tell from their play, they're not willing to push out very often. This has been a very hard-fought comeback by them. They do not want to throw it away with 1 misstep against a Nature's Prophet.
Oh yeah, they're being incredibly patient right now. They're only taking risks of coming outside their base when their lanes are in good position.
Yeah, you can see it right now. They have good vision. Some of the Liquid heroes and their lanes are kind of pushed in, so they think maybe we can pop out.
Yeah. Something we should discuss too is that when they lost the gem that fast after they picked it up, that really ruined Liquid's momentum too. They started to lose the vision war. They were on the side of VP. They were able to get deeper and deeper wards as a result. They know where they're taking their fights. It allows Pasha to find better angles because he knows that he's not being spotted. It means that Miracle is not this menace. You don't have to keep Dust at all times. Probably saves the amount of gold on Dust alone.
So with it 42 minutes in here in this game 1, Liquid may hold a 14,000 gold lead. Score may be 22 to 18 in their favor. None of it really matters though, because team fights have gotten harder and harder for them. VP seem to have the advantage there.
Yeah, it's just a weird game because even though on paper, like if you were to have just tuned into the game, it looks like Liquid has this massive advantage and they can win the game at any point, but they can't take the fight. But meanwhile, VP isn't really willing to leave their base because of the split push potential from the Dark Rift and the Nature's Prophet TP. So both teams are at this weird stalemate. Because Liquid can't afford to lose another fight, but VP can't afford to lose their base.
So what we're saying, ladies and gentlemen, is that we could be in it for the long haul. As we're going to start playing the late game, you know, where you start looking at level 20, level 25 talents, talk about cheeses and refresher shards. It's all the fun stuff of Dota that you don't usually get to see.
Yeah. So, Solo's game is about picking up Mangos for his team.
Yeah, everybody else gets to play the fun late game. Not
Solo
him.
gets to buy 4 Mangos at a time. Just feed him
there it is.
one by one. You know, it's like the old school. You just have a dude feed you fruit.
Mm-hmm. The Aghanim Scepter is complete for GH. I'm hyped. He could do so many things. Kick away the Life Stealer.
You want to see the kick?
I want to see the kick real badly. Knock somebody out of their base into the rest of Liquid.
And pierce the spell immunity, too.
Yep. So Life Stealer may think that he's got a good target on somebody. Opal Moon's Rage tried to get him. Pow! Right in the kisser.
Just drop kick him. Liquid are just waiting for the next Roche, which will respawn in 20 seconds. VP are aware
Jump
of that.
forwards, take that double damage away from Liquid.
Oh, Mind Control popped the ulti thinking there was an engagement.
Got a little bit nervous. And it should be about that time, right, VP? They don't want to give up another Roshan. They've given up so many after all. And they do have to kind of worry about this advantage that is being built up by Liquid slowly over time. More and more of a net worth lead. They're getting more hiding items against that Life Stealer. You saw from the Tusk with the Aghanim Scepter. After that, he's going Ghost Scepter. Yet another item to deal with the Life Stealer. So they may feel comfortable with their team fight right now, but it may get more difficult as Liquid just build and build a lead. Look at him, 32,000 net worth on this Furion. Over 10K lead over the Life Stealer and the Dragon Knight.
Yeah, but the Life Stealer hits hard. He
Yeah,
comes
he
with his own
does.
internal BKB. Here we go, Liquid. Gonna kill this creep. That VP can't really know, but VP, their lanes are in a decent position.
VP.
It's the best fight that they're going to get outside their base, and that's why Liquid's going to disengage, wait for the creep wave to catch up.
They're feeling like they got to jump into the pit, realizing a bit too late that Liquid are not there, so their Blink Dagger is not going to...
Oh, Miracle, look at this.
Yeah, he's going for it. He's got the level 25 instant TP too, so this just means the rotation is going to come hard and fast.
It's a game of chicken at this point. Liquid are daring them to go
Look how
back.
fast he's bringing down this Roshan too. His physical damage is actually amazing at this point.
And VP, they're hemming and hawing, but they're going to commit to the fight. They're going to find GH first.
But
GH
now-
going to snowball in.
Roshan already
And the
dead,
kick.
and the kick back onto Roger. Now the initiation comes out though. Ramses and no one have already taken out the Dark Will go for the kill on Matumba Man as well. The Dark Ripped out, trying to save Matumba Man's life. It's not going to make it. Double kill for Ramses,
Oh,
but
Miracle
at the
going for the
base,
Rax.
Melee Rax in trouble. Miracle is chopping down buildings, and VP just can't get there
They've
fast
got
enough.
Megas.
Instant BKB activated by Miracle. They get the Megas, and they get out, or at least one of them will. Mind Control going to be stuck inside the base. A sacrifice well worth it, though. Liquid lose 4 heroes. They get Megas. VP, the time is now. They've got to push in. They've got to force some of these buybacks, but Miracle is going to be all over the map thanks to this level 25 talent. Look at him go.
Yeah, and even though Liquid, they can't take the fights, they can play misdirection on you. And I thought that the Dark Rift was being used defensively to try to get Matumba Man out. But in fact, he went for the top play.
Yeah.
They all in on the Mega Creeps. And they're going to grab him for their troubles.
They push out bottom a little bit. Boom,
Oh, I think they're
Miracle
gonna
is
go for
there.
it.
Taking that, absolutely.
Yeah. Looks like they're going to go for this tier 2. The line has been drawn. They want to try to just end the game. Even though Liquid, they can take all the buildings, they can't take a fight. They're banking on that Miracle. Going to try to cut this wave, slow things down. He still has the Aegis.
And bottom lane is already almost at the base already. Solo is going to try and hunt him down.
He's got the gem.
If he can actually spot him here, he needs to be able to hit the glimpse. He does manage to get him, slowing down Miracle. Now no one's going to jump forward. Miracle just turns and fights, pops his BKB, and they still have nothing to stop that.
Yeah, and that's going to reset things, and Liquid going to lose at tier 2, so VP get a little bit more on the map, but they still have to deal with these Mega Creeps.
taking the wind entirely out of VP's sails as they win for that push. So now we're going to play the Megas games. VP did already kind of prep for this, though, with the Maelstroms and Mjolnirs that they grabbed.
Oh, yeah, they knew that it was pretty inevitable.
Yeah.
At some point, Liquid was going to go for some kind of play like that. And you can only stall that for so long.
You can see Rogers in it for the long haul as well with his GPM talent he picked up at 20.
Yeah, they just want to continue to scale. Go as late as possible. The Courier getting
Nullifier.
hunted right now.
He wants that Nullifier. The Courier's going to be slowed down. He can't
Oh,
afford
the
to lose his
kickback.
life. Nice kickback. And now Ramsey's going to have to go for the kill on Matumba Man. They do have a double damage Miracle. Just challenges and actually takes out the Shen almost instantly. Still trying to catch Matumba Man.
got the
GH is
cheese.
trying to protect him as much as possible.
The
Another kick away. Ramsey's BKB is going to be futile here. They did manage to at least take out that Aegis, but now with the Magic Immunity gone, Pasha's going to be in trouble. You'll set their